Hello and welcome. Our world is filled with secrets, hidden in space, history, and even within ourselves. Today we'll uncover 10 astonishing truths that reveal just how strange and remarkable our universe truly is. From cosmic mysteries to ancient wonders, prepare to have your perspective challenged. Settle in for 10 minutes of discoveries you've never heard before. Let's begin our exploration. High above Earth, beyond the blue skies and swirling clouds, lies a mysterious region that has puzzled scientists and engineers for decades. This area is known as the South Atlantic Anomaly, a vast stretch over the South Atlantic Ocean, where our planet's magnetic field is unusually and dangerously weak, leaving satellites and spacecraft exposed to the harshness of space. Satellites and astronauts passing through this invisible zone face intense radiation, which can disrupt sensitive electronics, scramble data, and even cause astronauts to see strange flashes of light behind their closed eyelids, a phenomenon known as cosmic ray visual phosphenes. The Hubble Space Telescope, one of humanity's most important eyes on the universe, must actually shut down its delicate instruments every time it crosses this danger zone to avoid damage from the increased radiation. What's even more concerning is that the anomaly isn't standing still. It's slowly drifting westward and expanding, threatening more of our technology-dependent world as it grows. Scientists believe the anomaly is linked to the restless, churning iron core deep within our planet, which generates Earth's magnetic field. But despite years of study, the exact cause and future behavior of the anomaly remain shrouded in mystery. Dubbed the Bermuda Triangle of space, this region is a stark reminder of just how fragile our technological bubble truly is, and how much we still have to learn about the forces shaping our planet. As the anomaly's effects intensify, scientists around the world are racing to unravel its secrets, hoping to protect our satellites, astronauts, and the future of space exploration. Above our heads, the cosmos keeps us humble, reminding us that even in the age of technology, there are still mysteries waiting to be solved. In 536 AD, the world was plunged into a year-long twilight, a darkness so profound that it seemed as if the sun itself had vanished from the sky. For months, daylight was dim and cold, casting an eerie pall over cities and countrysides alike. A massive volcanic eruption, its location still unknown, filled the sky with ash, blocking sunlight and causing global temperatures to plummet. The eruption was so powerful that it sent particles high into the atmosphere, creating a veil that circled the globe and turned day into a perpetual dusk. Crops failed as sunlight dwindled and fields that once promised abundance withered away. Famine spread across continents and snow fell in summer, confusing and terrifying those who witnessed it. The seasons themselves seemed broken, and hunger became a constant companion. Societies teetered on collapse, their populations weakened by hunger and fear. In the chaos, a deadly plague soon followed, sweeping through towns and villages, wiping out millions and leaving entire communities devastated. This volcanic winter was compounded by more eruptions in the years that followed, each one adding to the misery. It became the worst decade for humanity in 2,000 years, a time when survival itself was a daily struggle. Chronicles from the time describe a sun that gave no warmth, a pale orb barely visible through thick clouds. The world seemed on the brink of extinction, with hope fading as the cold and darkness dragged on. The catastrophe reminds us how vulnerable civilization is to nature's fury, and how quickly the familiar can be swept away by forces beyond our control. Yet humanity endured. People found ways to adapt, huddling together for warmth, sharing what little food they had, and supporting one another through the endless winter. Communities came together, proving that even in the darkest times, cooperation and compassion can help us survive. The year 536 stands as a chilling testament to our resilience. When the sun finally returned and the world began to heal, it was the strength and unity of people that carried civilization forward. Sometimes, survival is our greatest achievement, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit endures. Our opposable thumbs built civilization, but now, smartphones are reshaping them. Constant swiping and tapping are strengthening thumb muscles and rewiring our brains for digital dexterity. Neuroscientists see increased brain activity in smartphone users' thumbs, a real-time example of neuroplasticity. But this adaptation comes at a cost. Repetitive strain injuries like texting thumb are on the rise. Technology is sculpting our bodies for better and worse. Will future humans have thumbs evolved for screens? The story of human evolution is entering a digital chapter. The brain, our final frontier, is merging with technology. Brain-computer interfaces like those pioneered by Neuralink promise to restore movement, speech, and senses to those with neurological disorders. These chips could one day enhance memory, download skills, or connect minds directly to the internet. The possibilities are staggering, but so are the ethical questions about identity and consciousness. We stand at the dawn of a new era, where technology may shape not just our lives, but our very minds. The line between human and machine is blurring. The future of humanity may be wired. In 1969, a football match between El Salvador and Honduras ignited a brief but brutal war. The conflict's roots ran deep, but sport was the spark. 13 years later, both nations qualified for the World Cup. During a match, Salvadoran fans cheered a Honduran goal, a spontaneous act of unity broadcast across Central America. This moment of shared joy helped thaw relations and paved the way for peace. Sometimes a single goal can heal wounds that politics cannot. Sport can divide, but it can also unite. Even on the world stage, humanity finds common ground. Kim Peek, born with a unique brain, could remember everything, literally. He memorized over 12,000 books, reading 2 pages at once, and recalled facts from history to geography with ease. His abilities inspired the film Rain Man, but his real-life memory was even more extraordinary. Kim's brain formed unconventional connections, turning deficits into superpowers. He could link facts across disciplines, revealing the brain's untapped potential. Kim Peek challenges our understanding of intelligence and memory. His life reminds us that the mind's limits are far greater than we imagine. Sometimes, genius hides in the most unexpected places. The Shroud of Turin, a linen cloth bearing the mysterious image of a crucified man, remains one of history's most enduring and perplexing mysteries. For centuries, it has captivated the imagination of believers, skeptics, and scientists alike, drawing crowds from around the world who come to gaze upon its faint, haunting image. The shroud's origins are shrouded in legend and controversy, fueling endless debate and fascination. Radiocarbon dating conducted in the late 1980s suggested the cloth was created in the medieval era, between 1260 and 1390. However, some researchers argue that the sample tested may have come from a section that was repaired in the Middle Ages, not from the original fabric itself. This has led to ongoing disputes and calls for further testing, as the true age of the shroud remains uncertain. What makes the shroud even more extraordinary is that no pigments, paints, or dyes have been found on the cloth. The image itself is a perfect photographic negative, a fact only discovered in 1898 when the first photographs were taken. This revelation stunned the world, as it suggested a level of detail and technique far ahead of its time, and raised new questions about how the image was formed. Over the years, scientific tests have produced contradictory and often puzzling results. Some studies point to natural chemical reactions, while others propose unknown processes or even supernatural explanations. Despite decades of research, no one has been able to fully explain how the image was made, leaving the mystery unsolved and the debate alive. Is the shroud a miraculous relic, a masterpiece of medieval artistry, or an elaborate and convincing hoax? Each theory has its passionate supporters and determined critics, and the true story behind the shroud remains elusive. The debate endures, straddling the delicate line between faith and science. For some, the shroud is a sacred object of devotion. For others, it is a fascinating historical puzzle. Scientists, historians, and theologians continue to examine every thread, hoping to uncover definitive answers. Through centuries of wonder, controversy, and investigation, the Shroud of Turin has remained a silent witness to humanity's search for meaning and truth. Its presence has inspired countless stories, pilgrimages, and heated debates, making it one of the most studied and enigmatic artifacts in the world. Its secrets remain woven in ancient linen, waiting for the day when science or faith might finally unravel the enigma of the shroud. In 12th century England, villagers found 2 children with green skin speaking an unknown language. They ate only raw beans, The boy died, but the girl adapted, lost her green color, and learned English. She claimed they came from a twilight world called St. Martin's Land, reached by wandering through a cave. Theories abound: anemia, lost immigrants, or even visitors from another world. The story is documented by chroniclers, but its truth remains elusive. The Green Children of Woolpit are a historical puzzle, part folklore, part fact. Their legend endures, defying easy explanation. Sometimes history is stranger than fiction. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey rewrote the story of civilization. Built over 11,000 years ago, before agriculture or the wheel, it's the world's oldest known temple. Massive stone pillars carved with animals show a complex belief system among hunter-gatherers. Its existence suggests that religion and communal effort may have sparked the rise of farming, not the other way around. The site challenges everything we thought we knew about our ancient past. How did nomads build such a monument? Göbekli Tepe is a silent testament to forgotten ingenuity. Sometimes the past is far more advanced than we imagine. Our origins are still being uncovered, stone by stone. In 1982, after a plane crashed into the icy Potomac River, one man became a hero. As rescuers arrived, he passed the lifeline to others, again and again, saving 5 lives before succumbing to the cold. His name was Arlen D. Williams, Jr., an ordinary man who chose selflessness over survival. His sacrifice became a symbol of courage and compassion. In the face of disaster, he put others first. Williams' story reminds us of the best in humanity. Sometimes true heroism is anonymous. On that frozen river, one man's choice saved lives and inspired a nation. Our first stop is Cameroon, Africa, at the deceptively peaceful Lake Nyos. In 1986, this lake exploded. No lava, just a deadly cloud of carbon dioxide. Overnight, over 1.5 million tons of CO2 burst from the lake, rolling silently into nearby villages. The gas suffocated over 1,700 people and thousands of animals in minutes. No warning, no escape. Survivors described an eerie silence with the lake turned blood red from churned iron-rich water. This wasn't a legend. It was a real-life disaster. Today, scientists have installed pipes to slowly release the gas, preventing another catastrophe. They're literally degassing a killer lake, fighting nature's silent threat every day. It's a chilling reminder, even paradise can hide deadly secrets. Volcanoes and earthquakes get the headlines, but an exploding lake? That's next-level terrifying. We visited the site. Those hissing gas fountains are a constant reminder of what happened. The battle to keep Lake Nyos safe is ongoing. It's one of the scariest natural phenomena on Earth. Would you ever swim in a lake like this? Let us know in the comments. On to the next unbelievable fact. Next, we head to Easter Island, home of the mysterious Moai statues. The Rapa Nui people carved nearly 900 giant stone heads, some weighing over 80 tons. To move them, they cut down every tree on the island. Total deforestation. With no trees, their ecosystem collapsed. No canoes, no fishing, no farming. Starvation, civil war, and even cannibalism followed. Their society crumbled. When Europeans arrived, only a few survivors remained, with no memory of how the statues were built. The Moai stand as silent witnesses to a civilization's self-destruction. It's a haunting lesson about exhausting natural resources. Today, Easter Island is a UNESCO site, but the mystery of how they moved those statues remains unsolved. We tried it ourselves with logs and ropes. It's almost impossible. How did they do it? The world may never know. Think evolution is ancient history? Think again. Humans are still evolving right now. Try this. Touch your pinky to your thumb and raise your wrist. See a tendon? If not, you're more evolved. Fewer people have the palmaris longus muscle every generation. Some people are now born without wisdom teeth, thanks to our changing diets. Our brains are shrinking, but becoming more efficient, like a smarter, smaller computer. We're even growing new arteries. The median artery in the forearm is now found in 35% of people, up from 10% 2 centuries ago. Evolution is happening in real time, adapting us to our modern world. Next time you look in the mirror, remember, you're a work in progress. Humanity is still changing, right under our noses. What will we look like in 10,000 years? No one knows. Evolution never stops. You might be more advanced than you think. Check your wrist. Are you part of the future? Let us know in the comments. On to the next fact. Imagine a world run by a super-intelligent AI, not just Siri, but one that controls everything. In a perfect scenario, AI could eliminate corruption, optimize resources, and solve global problems. But what if its logic clashes with human values? Compassion and freedom might be sacrificed for efficiency. Every aspect of your life could be monitored and assigned for optimal results. It's a digital utopia, or a perfectly managed prison. This isn't science fiction. AI is advancing fast. The real question: would you trade freedom for a perfect world? We need to set the rules before it's too late. What do you think? Utopia or nightmare? Let's talk about it in the comments. The 1950 FIFA World Cup. India qualified without playing a single match. It was historic, but there was a catch. The team played barefoot and FIFA required boots. The players struggled in boots and the federation cited disagreements and lack of practice. But the barefoot rule became legend. India withdrew, missing their only World Cup chance. They've never qualified since. Imagine a team today quitting over a uniform rule. It would be global news. The story remains one of the strangest in sports history, a legendary what-if for Indian football. Meet Melissa McCracken, an artist with synesthesia. She literally sees music as colors and shapes. Every song creates a unique visual landscape in her mind. She thought everyone experienced this until she realized her brain was different. Melissa paints what she sees, turning music into stunning, abstract art. Her work lets us glimpse a hidden world where senses blend. Synesthesia is rare, but it shows how unique human perception can be. Some people taste shapes or see colors for days of the week. We sent her a new song. Her painting of it is mind-blowing. What if you could see music? Get ready to experience her art. Did you know the original Bible had no chapters, verses, or even spaces between words? It was a massive wall of text, impossible to navigate. For centuries, scholars struggled to reference or discuss specific passages. In the 13th century, Stephen Langton introduced chapters, revolutionizing how we read the Bible. Verses came later, added by Mordecai Nathan and Robert Estienne, sometimes while riding horseback. Today, chapters and verses are so normal, we forget they're a modern invention. This simple change transformed religion, literature, and history. Next time you see a Bible verse, remember, it's a recent innovation. Organization changed everything. Sometimes the biggest impacts are hidden in plain sight. In 1989, Belgium experienced one of the most credible UFO sightings ever. Hundreds, including police and military, saw a massive, silent, triangular object with bright lights. Fighter jets scrambled, radar locked on, but the object performed impossible maneuvers. The Belgian Air Force released radar data and admitted they had no explanation. The sightings continued for months, baffling experts. Skeptics blamed secret aircraft, but nothing fits the facts. The F-117 stealth fighter can't hover or move silently like this. To this day, the Belgian UFO wave remains unsolved. What did they see? No one knows. It's one of the greatest mysteries in UFO history. Would you believe your eyes? Let us know your theories below. Imagine a city carved into red cliffs. This is Petra, Jordan's ancient wonder. The Nabateans built it 2,400 years ago, mastering desert survival with ingenious water systems. Petra thrived, then vanished after earthquakes and shifting trade routes. For centuries, it was a lost legend hidden by Bedouins. In 1812, explorer Johann Burckhardt rediscovered it, disguised as an Arab scholar. Today, Petra is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a new wonder of the world. Only 15% has been excavated. Most of the city is still underground. There are still secrets buried beneath the sand. The story of Petra is still unfolding. We're literally still finding a lost city. What else is waiting to be discovered? In 2001, Air Transat Flight 236 ran out of fuel over the Atlantic, every passenger's nightmare. A maintenance error caused a leak, and both engines died mid-flight. The plane became a 200-ton glider, descending fast with no power. Captain Robert Peache, an experienced glider pilot, took control. For 19 tense minutes, he guided the powerless jet toward a tiny airbase in the Azores. The crew prepared for a crash landing. Against all odds, Peache landed the plane safely. Every one of the 306 people survived. It was the longest powerless glide in passenger jet history. The gliding miracle proved that skill and calm can save lives, even in the worst situations. It's a story of hope and heroism. Would you trust your pilot in a crisis? This is why training matters. Miracles can happen. Our journey starts with a mystery known as the hum, a low droning sound reported by people worldwide. In places like Taos, Bristol, and Bondi, a select few are tormented by this relentless noise, while most hear nothing at all. The hum is described as a distant engine, impossible to record, and often dismissed as tinnitus or mass hysteria. Yet the consistency of reports from strangers across continents hints at something real. Theories abound: industrial machinery, natural seismic activity, or even military radio waves that only some can perceive. For those affected, the hum is inescapable, leading to isolation and distress. Science has yet to pinpoint its source, leaving sufferers searching for answers. Is it a quirk of human biology, a byproduct of our technology, or something else entirely? The hum remains unsolved, a reminder that our world still holds secrets just beyond our senses. Sometimes, the most persistent mysteries are the ones we can't even prove exist. What would you do if you were haunted by a sound no one else could hear? Let's travel back to Dorset, England, where a mass grave was unearthed in 2009. 54 decapitated skeletons, their heads stacked separately, a scene of execution, not burial. Isotope analysis revealed these were Vikings, not locals, likely a captured raiding party. The massacre, dated to the height of Anglo-Saxon and Viking conflict, was brutal and symbolic. Stripped naked and executed, their deaths were a public warning to invaders. The violence was personal: multiple hack marks on skulls, humiliation in death, and a ritual meant to deny them entry to Valhalla. The site's location, near a main road and parish boundary, suggests it was meant to be seen and remembered. This discovery shatters the romantic image of Vikings, revealing the harsh reality of ancient warfare. These bones are silent witnesses to a cycle of invasion and revenge. History isn't just written in books, it's carved into the earth, waiting to be uncovered. The Weymouth Pit is a chilling reminder of the price of conflict. Sometimes the past is more brutal than legend. What stories lie buried beneath your feet? Now let's zoom into our DNA, where a tiny genetic region called HAR1F may hold the secret to human intelligence. Compared to chimps, this gene evolved at lightning speed, accumulating 18 changes in just 6 million years. HR1F doesn't build proteins. It produces RNA crucial for developing the cerebral cortex, the brain's center for thought and consciousness. Its rapid evolution hints it may have sparked the leap in human cognition. Could understanding this gene unlock new treatments for brain disorders, or even enhance intelligence? The ethical questions are huge, but the possibilities are staggering. HR1F is a molecular clue to what makes us human. Sometimes, the biggest mysteries are hidden in the smallest places. As sea levels rise, entire cities face the threat of being swallowed by water. Indonesia is already relocating its capital from sinking Jakarta to a new city, Nusantara, on Borneo. This isn't just construction, it's moving a nation's heart, culture, and history. Other communities worldwide face the same choice: move or be lost to the sea. Planners imagine floating cities and sponge cities designed to absorb floodwaters. But moving means leaving behind memories and breaking generational ties, a collective grief. These migrations are monuments to both our impact on the planet and our resilience. The future may be filled with wandering cities shaped by necessity and innovation. Our civilization is on the move, forced to adapt to a world we've changed. How far would you go to save your home? In Brazilian football, legends are made on the field, except for Carlos Kaiser, who became a legend by never playing at all. For over 20 years, Kaiser signed with top clubs, faked injuries, and charmed his way through contracts without ever stepping onto the pitch. He used connections, charisma, and clever tricks, like paying fans to chant his name to keep up the illusion. His most daring move? Starting a fight in the stands to avoid being forced into a game, then spinning the story to earn a contract extension. Kaiser was a master of social engineering, beloved for his locker room spirit, not his skills. He lived the dream of a footballer without ever playing football. His story is a reminder. Sometimes audacity and charm can take you further than talent. In a world obsessed with performance, Kaiser succeeded by playing a different game, He fooled the system for decades. Would you have caught on, or would you have cheered for the legend who never played? What if a child's nightmares were memories of a past life? James Leininger, a boy from Louisiana, began having vivid dreams of dying in a World War II fighter plane. He named the plane, the ship, and even a fellow pilot, details no toddler should know. His parents investigated and found a real pilot, James Houston Jr., who died exactly as James described. The ship, the Corsair plane, the battle at Iwo Jima, all matched historical records. Veterans confirmed the names and events. The case has baffled skeptics and researchers alike. Some call it cryptomnesia, but the obscure details defy easy explanation. Is it reincarnation, coincidence, or something science can't yet explain? James's story forces us to question the limits of memory and identity. Sometimes the past refuses to stay buried. What do you believe? Could a child remember a life he never lived? In the early 1800s, Napoleon Bonaparte and Pope Pius VII faced off, not on the battlefield, but in a war of wills. Napoleon demanded the Pope support his empire. Pius refused, insisting on neutrality. Enraged, Napoleon annexed the Papal States and had the Pope kidnapped and imprisoned. For 5 years, Pius endured isolation and pressure, but he resisted, refusing to yield spiritual authority. His defiance disrupted Napoleon's control and inspired resistance across Europe. Even when forced to sign away church power, Pius later retracted under duress. In the end, Napoleon's empire fell first, and Pius returned to Rome in triumph. This episode is a testament to the power of quiet resistance. Sometimes the strongest weapon is unwavering faith. History is shaped as much by spirit as by force. During Apollo 11's historic journey to the moon, the crew noticed something strange, a mysterious object following their spacecraft. Unsure and cautious, they used coded language to ask mission control if it was part of their own rocket. It wasn't. The rocket stage was thousands of miles away. The object, bright and oddly shaped, defied explanation. The astronauts considered every possibility, from jettisoned panels to something more extraordinary. Official logs are silent, but the crew's accounts remain. Was it space debris or something else? In the vast silence of space, even the best trained minds can't explain everything. Some mysteries are destined to remain unsolved. For centuries, Heraklion was a legend, a lost Egyptian city swallowed by the sea. In 2000, archaeologists discovered its ruins beneath Abu Qir Bay, astonishingly preserved. The city sank due to unstable ground, not war, and the mud protected its treasures for over 1,000 years. Temples, giant statues, gold, and hundreds of shipwrecks revealed a vibrant port where Greek and Egyptian cultures mingled. Over 700 anchors and 60 ancient ships were found, the largest such collection ever. Heraklion's rediscovery rewrote history, proving legends can be real. Each artifact is a window into a forgotten world. The sea still guards secrets waiting to be found. Sometimes truth is stranger and more beautiful than myth. What other legends might be buried beneath the waves? Our final story is a modern tragedy, the Costa Concordia disaster. In 2012, the cruise ship's captain deviated from course to perform a showy salute near an island, ignoring alarms and safety protocols. The ship struck rocks, tearing open its hull and flooding the engine rooms. The captain delayed evacuation, creating chaos and costing precious time. As the ship listed, lifeboats became unusable and panic spread. In a final act of cowardice, the captain abandoned ship while passengers were still aboard. 32 people died, not from nature but from ego and failed leadership. The Costa Concordia became a symbol of preventable disaster. Sometimes the smallest decisions have the gravest consequences. A simple hello led to a tragic goodbye. 1944. The Allies are planning D-Day, the largest amphibious invasion in history. Success depends on one thing: surprise. The Germans expect an attack, but where? The obvious choice: Pas de Calais, the shortest route across the Channel. The Allies need to convince Hitler that's where they'll strike. So they invent a phantom army, Fusag, led by the legendary General Patton. But Fusag is a mirage. No real soldiers, just artists, sound engineers, and inflatable tanks. The Ghost Army sets up hundreds of rubber tanks, fake planes, and trucks in Kent. From the air, it looks real. At night, they blast recordings of engines and troop movements, creating the soundscape of an army on the move. Fake radio chatter and double agents feed the illusion. Even insignias and fake barracks are crafted for German spies to see. The deception is so convincing that Hitler keeps his best panzer divisions at Calais, even after the real invasion begins in Normandy. That hesitation gives the Allies the time they need to secure the beachhead and change the course of the war. An army of rubber and sound, perhaps the greatest magic trick in military history. Caligula, Rome's most infamous emperor, is remembered for extravagance, cruelty, and his favorite horse, Incitatus. Incitatus lived in luxury marble stables, jeweled collars, even a house with servants. The wildest tale? Caligula planned to make his horse a consul, the highest office in Rome. Was it madness, or a calculated insult to the Senate he despised? Some historians say it's propaganda. Others see a dark joke about political incompetence. Caligula was assassinated before it could happen, but the story endures, a symbol of power, absurdity, and the blurred line between the two. Whether fact or legend, Incitatus remains history's most notorious almost politician. Sometimes the truth is as strange as the myth. The Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird, still the fastest air-breathing manned aircraft ever built. Top speed? Officially secret, but over Mach 3.2, faster than a rifle bullet. Designed in the 1960s for high-altitude reconnaissance, it flew above 85,000 feet, surveying 100,000 square miles an hour. Built from titanium, secretly sourced from the Soviet Union, it was engineered to survive extreme heat and pressure. Its panels leaked fuel on the ground, sealing only at speed. The SR-71 carried no weapons. Its defense? Pure speed. When missiles were fired, pilots simply accelerated and outran them. Retired in the 1990s, the Blackbird remains an icon, a machine that redefined the possible and left everything else in its contrail. A legend of the skies, faster than a bullet and unmatched to this day. Sometimes the best defense is just being untouchable. Baba Vanga, a blind Bulgarian woman, became famous for her alleged prophecies. After losing her sight at 12, she claimed to see the future, attracting everyone from farmers to politicians. Followers credit her with predicting the fall of the Soviet Union, Chernobyl, and even 9/11s, though proof is elusive. None of her predictions were written down. Most are second-hand accounts, often vague and open to interpretation. Skeptics point out that many prophecies surfaced only after her death, making them impossible to verify. Was she a true clairvoyant or a wise, empathetic advisor whose legend grew over time? The truth remains a mystery. Her story a blend of faith, folklore, and the enduring human desire to glimpse the future. In 1900, Greek divers found a corroded bronze lump in a shipwreck, the Antikythera mechanism. Inside, over 30 interlocking gears, dials, and pointers, a 2000-year-old analog computer. Turn the crank, and it predicts eclipses, tracks the sun and moon, and even times the ancient Olympics. Its complexity rivals Renaissance clockwork, yet it predates them by over a millennium. Historians still debate who built it, perhaps followers of Archimedes. The mechanism rewrites our understanding of ancient technology, showing genius lost for centuries. It's the oldest known computer, a cosmic calculator from a forgotten world. Sometimes history's greatest marvels are found where we least expect them. Wars usually last years, but in 1896 the Anglo-Zanzibar War lasted just 38 minutes. When Zanzibar's Sultan defied British orders, the Royal Navy opened fire at 9:00 a.m. The palace was destroyed, the Sultan fled, and by 9:38 the war was over. British casualties, 1 minor injury. Zanzibari, hundreds. The British installed their chosen Sultan the same day. It's a footnote in history, a brutal, lopsided clash that shows the extremes of imperial power. Sometimes history's shortest stories are the most revealing. In Judaism and Christianity, there's a name for God so sacred its true pronunciation is lost, the Tetragrammaton, YWH. Once spoken by priests, it became taboo, replaced by Adonai or Hashem. Ancient Hebrew had no vowels, so the original sound faded with time. Later scribes inserted vowels from Adonai, creating the hybrid Jehovah. Today, Yahweh is the scholarly guess, but no one knows for sure. The tradition of silence endures, a reverence so deep it erased the name's sound from memory. Sometimes the greatest mysteries are hidden in plain sight. A sacred word lost to time still shapes faith today. Imagine a low, persistent hum only you can hear, disrupting sleep, causing headaches, and driving you to distraction. Since the 1970s, people worldwide have reported the hum from Bristol to New Mexico. It's usually heard indoors, often at night, and affects only a small fraction of people. Scientists have found no consistent source. Sometimes it's industrial noise, sometimes nothing at all. Theories range from tinnitus to seismic activity to secret experiments, but no answer fits all cases. For those who hear it, the hum is a real torment. For science, it's a stubborn mystery. Some puzzles are as personal as they are unsolved. The hum remains one of the strangest unexplained phenomena of our time. Heraklion, Egypt's legendary port city, vanished for over 1,000 years, thought to be myth. In 2000, underwater archaeologists discovered its ruins beneath the Mediterranean near Alexandria. The city didn't sink in a single disaster, but slowly, as unstable ground and rising seas swallowed it. Divers found colossal statues, shipwrecks, and artifacts preserved in mud untouched for centuries. Inscriptions confirmed its identity, Heraklion to Greeks, Thonis to Egyptians. The city is a time capsule, a lost hub of trade and culture now revealed by the sea. Sometimes legends are just waiting to be rediscovered. Heraklion proves that history's greatest cities can vanish and return. In 1977, Voyager 1 launched on a grand tour of the outer planets, then kept going. After passing Saturn, it left the solar system, crossing into interstellar space in 2012, the first human-made object to do so. Now, over 15 billion miles from Earth, Voyager 1 carries the golden record, a message for any alien civilization that might find it. The record holds images, greetings in 55 languages, and music from Bach to Chuck Berry. A time capsule of humanity. Voyager's power will run out soon, but it will drift through the galaxy for millions of years. A silent ambassador from Earth. It's our legacy, floating in the cosmic dark. A tiny piece of us, forever among the stars. Sometimes the most profound journeys are the ones with no return. Imagine peering through a telescope and seeing a giant eye staring back. That's the Helix Nebula, 700 light-years away, nicknamed the Eye of God. It's not a cosmic watcher, but the remains of a dying star, its outer layers shed, forming rings of glowing gas. The pupil is a white dwarf, the star's hot core, lighting up hydrogen and oxygen in brilliant colors. This is our sun's distant fate, a final act of beauty, not surveillance. The Helix Nebula is a cosmic coincidence, a star's death echoing the shape of a human eye. Proof that the universe is both stranger and more beautiful than we imagine. Dinosaurs didn't just appear as giant monsters. They have a fascinating origin story that stretches back over 230 million years. Their earliest ancestors were small, nimble reptiles known as archosaurs, which roamed the Earth long before the first true dinosaurs emerged. These archosaurs were not the fearsome giants we often imagine, but rather quick, agile creatures that survived in a world full of predators and changing climates. Over time, archosaurs split into two main branches. One branch led to the ancestors of modern crocodiles, while the other gave rise to the incredible lineage of dinosaurs. This split was a turning point in evolutionary history, setting the stage for the rise of some of the most iconic animals to ever walk the planet. Early dinosaurs like Eoraptor were nothing like the towering giants we know from movies. They were about the size of a chicken, incredibly fast, and likely hunted insects and small animals to survive. These early species were the pioneers, adapting to new environments and slowly evolving over millions of years. As time passed, dinosaurs diversified into an astonishing variety of shapes and sizes. Some grew to become the massive, long-necked sauropods, while others evolved into fierce predators, like the T-Rex. This incredible diversity allowed dinosaurs to dominate the land for over 160 million years. But not all dinosaurs vanished when disaster struck. When a massive asteroid hit Earth, most dinosaur species went extinct, but one remarkable group survived: the ancestors of modern birds. These feathered survivors adapted to a changing world and continued the dinosaur legacy. That's right, every pigeon and chicken you see today is actually a living dinosaur, directly descended from small, meat-eating theropods like T-Rex. The connection between birds and dinosaurs is one of the most amazing discoveries in paleontology. So next time you spot a bird in your backyard or park, remember, you're looking at a tiny feathered dinosaur, a living link to a prehistoric world. The legacy of the terrible lizards is still with us, echoing in the songs of birds and the flutter of wings in the trees above. Evolution's story is full of surprises, and the journey from tiny archosaurs to modern birds is one of its most incredible chapters. Dinosaurs never really left, they just changed, adapted, and learned to fly, soaring into the present as the birds we see every day. Forget the cartoon image of grunting, club-wielding cavemen. Early humans built shelters, crafted sophisticated tools, and mastered fire for cooking and warmth. They created stunning cave art, showing abstract thought and creativity. Evidence shows they cared for the sick and elderly, revealing compassion and social bonds. Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens had complex language abilities and rich emotional lives. The caveman stereotype is a myth. Our ancestors were innovative, artistic, and deeply human. They weren't just surviving, they were building culture. The real story of early humans is far more impressive than fiction. History is full of customs that seem bizarre today. Romans used urine as mouthwash and laundry detergent. Ammonia gets the job done. Medieval Europeans painted their faces with deadly white lead for beauty. In China, foot binding painfully reshaped women's feet for centuries, all for status. Victorians picnicked in cemeteries, turning graveyards into parks for family outings. These practices made sense in their time, shaped by culture and necessity. What will future generations find strange about us? Every era has its oddities. Looking back, we see how culture shapes even the weirdest habits. The past is stranger than fiction, and so is the present. Beauty standards are always changing. Renaissance women shaved their hairlines for high foreheads. 1920s flappers plucked their brows pencil thin. Each era invents its own ideals, from Marilyn Monroe's curves to Twiggy's wayfish look. Today, social media churns out new trends weekly. Contoured cheeks one day, clean girl the next. There's no universal standard. Beauty is a cultural illusion, a story we keep rewriting. Recognizing this frees us from chasing perfection. Appreciate the creativity of the past, but question the pressures of the present. Beauty is never fixed. It's whatever we decide it is. The Big Bang wasn't an explosion in space, it was the birth of space, time, and everything in the universe. Before this moment, there was no space, no time, and no matter, just a singularity, a point of unimaginable density and heat. In an instant, everything we know began to unfold. 13.8 billion years ago, all matter was packed into a tiny, hot singularity. This singularity contained all the energy and potential for everything that would ever exist: galaxies, stars, planets, and even us. It was a moment of pure possibility, waiting to burst forth. In a flash, space expanded faster than light, creating the building blocks of atoms. This rapid inflation stretched the fabric of the cosmos, setting the stage for the formation of matter and the laws of physics as we know them. The universe was unimaginably hot and dense, but it was growing, cooling, and changing with every passing moment. As the universe cooled, atoms formed, and light finally traveled freely, leaving behind the cosmic microwave background we detect today. This faint afterglow is a snapshot of the universe in its infancy, a relic from a time when the first atoms came together and the cosmos became transparent to light. The universe is still expanding, and that expansion is speeding up, driven by mysterious dark energy. Galaxies drift farther apart, and the fabric of space itself stretches, carrying everything with it. This ongoing expansion shapes the fate of everything we see. We don't know what dark energy is, but it makes up most of the cosmos. It's an invisible force, pushing galaxies apart and dominating the universe's energy budget. Unlocking its secrets could change our understanding of reality itself. Every atom in your body was forged in this cosmic story. The hydrogen in your water, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood. All were created in the hearts of ancient stars, then scattered across the universe by supernovae. We're all stardust, living in a universe that's still unfolding. The atoms that make up our world have traveled across billions of years and light years. connecting us to the cosmos in ways we're only beginning to understand. The Big Bang is just the beginning. Our story is still being written. From the first moments of creation to the rise of life and consciousness, the universe continues to evolve, and so do we. The cosmos is stranger and more connected to us than we ever imagined. As we look up at the night sky, we're not just seeing distant stars, we're witnessing our own origins and the ongoing journey of everything that exists. When you think of London's skyline, there's one landmark that stands out above the rest: the majestic clock tower at the north end of the Palace of Westminster. It's instantly recognizable, a symbol of British tradition and history. But here's a surprise. What most people call Big Ben isn't actually the tower's real name. Big Ben is actually the nickname for the massive 13.5-ton bell that hangs inside the tower. The tower itself was renamed the Elizabeth Tower in 2012, in honor of Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee. The Great Bell, as it's officially known, weighs nearly 14 tons. Not long after it was installed in 1859, it developed a large crack, which changed its sound forever and gave it a one-of-a-kind chime that's recognized around the world. Instead of melting it down and starting over, engineers decided to rotate the bell and use a lighter hammer. That famous crack is still visible today, and it's part of what makes Big Ben's tone so distinctive and beloved. For more than 160 years, the sound of Big Ben has echoed across London, marking the passage of time through peace and conflict, royal celebrations, and national moments of remembrance. Its chimes have become a comforting presence for generations. So the next time you see that iconic tower rising above the Thames, remember, it's officially the Elizabeth Tower, and inside it hangs the legendary Great Bell, Big Ben. It's a small detail, but it's a fascinating piece of history that reveals how stories and names can evolve over time. Sometimes the name everyone knows isn't the real story, and that's what makes history so interesting. Cleopatra's legend includes a wild claim. She invented a vibrator powered by live bees in a hollow gourd. There's no solid evidence, just later rumors likely meant to exoticize her. Still, the ancient world was inventive about pleasure, with Greeks and Romans using their own devices. Whether true or not, the story shows how myths grow around powerful women. Cleopatra was a political genius, and maybe, just maybe, a pioneer in creative problem-solving. Fact or fiction, her legend endures. Sometimes history's strangest stories reveal more about us than about the past. The wheel changed the world, but not as a vehicle at first. The earliest wheels, in Mesopotamia, were potter's wheels for shaping clay. Only centuries later did someone turn the wheel upright, inventing carts and chariots. Creating a working wheel and axle was a huge engineering leap. Once solved, wheels revolutionized transport, trade, farming, and warfare. The humble potter's wheel became the engine of civilization. Innovation often starts with art, not utility. Sometimes the simplest ideas roll the farthest. The world's first public train journey happened in 1825 England with George Stephenson's locomotion Number 1. It carried coal, flour, and 450 excited passengers at a top speed of 15 miles per hour. The trip was slow and bumpy, but it proved steam railways could change everything. Railways shrank distances, fueled the Industrial Revolution, and transformed travel. From that clunky engine, we now have bullet trains and maglevs. Every train today traces back to that historic ride. Sometimes the slowest journeys start the fastest revolutions. First up, ball lightning. Imagine a glowing sphere the size of a basketball floating through your window during a thunderstorm. Thousands have seen it, but scientists still can't explain how it works. It can pass through walls, hover in midair, and sometimes explodes or vanishes without a trace. Theories range from vaporized silicon to superheated air, but nothing fits all the eyewitness accounts. Some have seen it float down airplane aisles or drift out of fireplaces. It's a reminder that even with all our technology, nature still has secrets. Next time there's a storm, keep your eyes open. You might witness one of Earth's rarest mysteries. But don't touch it. We have no idea what it could do. Ball lightning is proof that our planet still holds unsolved puzzles. It's one of the most mind-blowing phenomena out there, and we're just getting started. Meet the wood frog, the ultimate survivor. When winter hits, this frog freezes solid. Its heart stops, its lungs shut down, and it's basically a frog cycle. But when spring comes, it thaws out and hops away like nothing happened. The secret? Its liver floods its body with glucose, acting as antifreeze to protect its cells from ice damage. The water between the cells freezes, but the cells themselves stay safe. If the timing is off, the frog won't survive. But evolution has perfected this trick. Scientists are studying these frogs to revolutionize organ transplants and medicine. Imagine freezing organs for months instead of hours. These little frogs could change the future of surgery. So next time you see a frog, remember, some of its cousins are real-life ice zombies. They cheat death every winter and come back to life every spring. That's not just survival, it's a superpower. Nature is full of surprises, and this one could save lives. The wood frog is proof that biology can be stranger than fiction. Let's hop to the next fact. Look up at the night sky. Those stars are more than just dots of light. For thousands of years, people saw heroes, monsters, and gods in those patterns. Constellations are humanity's oldest storybook, connecting us to ancient Greeks, Egyptians, and cultures worldwide. The sky was our first calendar and navigation system. Farmers and sailors depended on it. Every culture had its own stories for the stars, passing down knowledge and values. The stars united people under a shared narrative like a universal TV show. Next time you look up, remember you're seeing the same storybook that guided explorers and inspired dreamers for generations. The stars are a living link to our past. They're not just science, they're our shared heritage. The universe is written in stories across the sky, and you're part of that story. Most countries drown in trash, but Sweden has the opposite problem. They're so good at recycling, they've run out of garbage. They import trash from other countries just to keep their recycling plants running. Less than 1% of Swedish household waste ends up in landfills. The rest is recycled or burned for energy, powering thousands of homes. Recycling is a way of life in Sweden, taught in schools, practiced everywhere. They even have a law called allemansrätten, giving everyone the right to roam and camp on any land as long as they respect nature. Nature belongs to everyone, and environmentalism is woven into their identity. Sweden's system is so effective, they get paid to take other countries' trash. It's the ultimate win-win: clean energy, less waste, and a culture that values the outdoors. Imagine if every country treated the environment this way. Sweden isn't just a recycling champion, they've made saving the planet a business. They're living proof that environmental responsibility works, and they're showing the world how it's done. Next up, a sport that's smarter than you think. Let's go. American football isn't just brute force, it's a mental chess match. Every play is a carefully planned battle, with each player acting as a strategic piece. The quarterback reads the defense, changes plays on the fly, and processes a ton of information in seconds. NFL playbooks are massive, with hundreds of complex plays and assignments. One mistake and the whole play falls apart. The real action happens between the plays. Coaches analyze, players adjust, and strategies evolve. It's a constant battle of wits, not just strength. Watch the linemen, the receivers, the safeties. There's a hidden game within the game. Football is about brains as much as brawn. It's a game of inches and intellect. Trees aren't silent. They're connected by a secret underground network called the Wood Wide Web. Mycorrhizal fungi link tree roots, creating a biological internet beneath the forest floor. Trees use this network to send warnings about insect attacks and share resources like water and nutrients. Mother trees support younger ones and even recognize their own kin. A teaspoon of soil can contain miles of fungal threads, connecting dozens of trees, even across species. Forests aren't just collections of trees, they're superorganisms, working together to survive. When you walk in the woods, you're stepping over a hidden world of communication and cooperation. The forest is alive in ways we're only beginning to understand. Trees talk, trade, and help each other thrive. Nature's internet is real, and it's right under our feet. Next, let's dive into the ocean. Seals aren't just cute, they're ocean superheroes. Their whiskers detect tiny vibrations, letting them hunt fish in total darkness. Some seals can dive over 2,000 feet and hold their breath for more than an hour. They slow their heart rate and store oxygen in their blood and muscles, surviving crushing depths. The leopard seal is the apex predator of the Antarctic, hunting penguins with brutal efficiency. Seals are highly specialized marine hunters, each with unique adaptations. From deep-diving Weddell seals to fierce leopard seals, they dominate their environment. They're more than adorable sea dogs. They're marine assassins. The ocean is full of wonders, and seals are among the most impressive. Next time you see a seal, remember, it's a real-life superhero. Let's explore a land of extremes. Chile is a country of wild extremes. In the north, the Atacama Desert is the driest place on Earth. Some parts haven't seen rain in centuries. Head south and you'll find ancient glaciers and the stunning landscapes of Patagonia. Chile sits on the Ring of Fire with over 2,000 volcanoes and some of the world's clearest skies for stargazing. It's a geologist's dream and an astronomer's paradise. And then there's Easter Island, home to the mysterious Moai statues, giant stone heads carved by an ancient civilization. How they moved and erected these massive figures is still a mystery. Chile packs deserts, glaciers, volcanoes, and ancient wonders into one country. It's a non-stop adventure for nature and history lovers. If you want your mind blown by the planet's extremes, Chile is the place. Now, let's talk about art that stirs up debate. Abstract art, genius or just random scribbles? Unlike portraits or landscapes, abstract art uses color, shape, and texture to express emotions or ideas. It's like music. A sad song doesn't show sadness, it makes you feel it. Some pieces sell for millions, sparking debate about value and meaning. The real question isn't, what is it? But, how does it make you feel? Abstract art challenges us to look beyond the obvious and find our own meaning. Whether it's a masterpiece or a mess is up to you. Next, let's uncover the secrets of a lost city. Machu Picchu, famous, mysterious, and perched high in the Andes. It wasn't really lost. Locals always knew it was there. The real mystery is how the Incas built it. Massive granite blocks fit so perfectly you can't slide a leaf between them. No mortar needed. Built atop an 8,000-foot mountain, its purpose is still debated. Royal estate, sacred site, or observatory. The city is aligned with the cosmos. Windows and structures track the sun's path. During the winter solstice, sunlight illuminates a sacred stone in the Temple of the Sun. The Incas left no written records, so much remains unknown. Machu Picchu is a marvel of engineering, astronomy, and mystery. It's a testament to human ingenuity and the secrets of the past, and it's one of the world's greatest wonders. First up, yawning. We all do it, but it's not just about being tired or bored. Scientists once thought yawning was about getting more oxygen, but that's not true. Your oxygen levels don't change when you yawn. The leading theory? Yawning cools your brain like a built-in air conditioner for your head. When you yawn, you stretch your jaw and take in cool air, which helps regulate your brain's temperature. But here's the fun part. Yawning is contagious. If you see or hear someone yawn, you might do it too. This is actually a sign of empathy. Studies show we're more likely to catch a yawn from people we're close to. Even some animals, like dogs and chimpanzees, catch yawns from each other and from humans. So next time you yawn in a group, remember, it's your brain cooling down and bonding with others. It's not just about being tired, it's a complex social and biological response. And if you're yawning right now, you're not alone. Yawning is your body's way of keeping your brain sharp and connected. So the next time someone calls you out for yawning, just tell them you're showing empathy and cooling your brain. Who knew something so simple could be so fascinating? Yawning, cooling your brain and connecting you to others, all in one simple act. Let's move on. Let's talk about space. Movies love to show astronauts exploding or freezing instantly if their suit breaks. But what really happens? In reality, you wouldn't explode or freeze right away. Space is cold, but a vacuum doesn't suck out heat instantly. The real danger? The air in your lungs would rush out. If you held your breath, your lungs could rupture. So, rule 1, exhale. You'd lose consciousness in about 15 seconds as your blood loses oxygen. After that, you have about 90 seconds before permanent brain damage sets in. Your body would swell and the moisture in your mouth and eyes would boil, not from heat but from the lack of pressure. But your skin would keep you together. No Hollywood explosions. If you're rescued within that 90-second window, you might survive, but you'd have some serious injuries. So, can you survive in space without a suit? Only for a minute or two, and it's not pretty. The real lesson: space is unforgiving, and your suit is your lifeline. Next time you see a dramatic space scene, you'll know the real science. Space, beautiful, deadly, and not a place to forget your helmet. Let's keep going. End of scene. What if the moon just vanished? It's not just about darker nights. Earth would be in chaos. The moon controls our tides. Without it, tides would shrink to a third of their size, devastating coastal ecosystems. But the real disaster? The moon stabilizes Earth's tilt, giving us predictable seasons. Without it, Earth's tilt would wobble wildly, causing extreme, unpredictable climate swings. Think endless summers or frozen wastelands. Our days would eventually get shorter too, as the moon's gravity slows Earth's rotation. No moon means climate chaos, tiny tides, and a planet that's much less friendly to life. So next time you see the moon, remember, it's holding our world together. It's not just a pretty face in the sky, it's Earth's cosmic anchor. The moon, Earth's unsung hero. Let's move on. End of scene. 15. Can you smell underwater? Not really. Our noses are built for air, not water. Smelling works by detecting airborne molecules. Underwater, your nose fills with water, and the system just doesn't work. That pool smell is actually chemicals in the air above the water, not the water itself. Sharks, though, are a different story. They have special sensors that detect chemicals dissolved in water. They're like swimming noses. Some fish, like catfish, can even taste with their whole bodies. For humans, the line between taste and smell is clear. For fish, it's all about detecting chemicals in water. So next time you're at the pool or beach, remember, you're smelling the air, not the water. And sharks? They're the real chemical detectives of the sea. Humans can't smell underwater, but sharks are built for it. Let's keep going. End of scene. Why can't you tickle yourself? It's all about your brain's prediction system. There are two types of tickling: nysmesis, light, itchy, and gargalesis, deep, laughter-inducing. The laughter response is a defense mechanism, teaching us to protect vulnerable areas. When someone else tickles you, your brain is surprised, so you laugh and squirm. But when you try to tickle yourself, your brain's cerebellum predicts the sensation and cancels the surprise. No surprise, no tickle response. Tickling is about social bonding, learning self-defense, and your brain's ability to tell me from not me. Even the silliest things have deep scientific roots. So, the next time you're in a tickle fight, remember, it's your brain's way of keeping you safe and connected. Tickling, part defense, part bonding, all brain. Let's move on. End of scene. What happens if you stop sleeping? It's worse than you think. After 24 hours, you're as impaired as someone over the legal alcohol limit. Go longer, and your body goes into crisis mode. Your immune system weakens, and your brain starts to shut down for microsleeps. After 48 hours, you might hallucinate. By 72, you're in severe psychosis. The record for no sleep is 11 days, and by the end, the person was barely functional. You can survive longer without food than without sleep. Total sleep deprivation is fatal. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a biological necessity. It's when your brain repairs itself, consolidates memories, and clears out toxins. So don't skip sleep. Your brain and body depend on it. Sleep, your body's ultimate reset button. Let's keep going. End of scene. The rule of threes says you can survive 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. But what really happens? Water is critical. Your body is 60% water and every cell needs it. Without water, you'll feel weak and dizzy within a day. By day 3, organ failure is likely. Dehydration kills fast, especially in hot conditions. Without food, your body burns glucose, then fat, then muscle and organs. You can last weeks without food if you have water, but it's a brutal process. Your body literally eats itself to survive. The rule of threes is a reminder. Water and food are non-negotiable for life. Don't take them for granted. Survival is about biology, not bravado. End of scene. From the depths of the oceans to the furthest reaches of space, our planet is filled with wonders that defy explanation. Join me, Sarah, as we journey together to uncover 10 mind-blowing facts that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Prepare to be amazed, astonished, and perhaps even a little terrified as we delve into the unknown and explore the most incredible phenomena this world has to offer. The Second World War was a time of unimaginable hardship, a brutal conflict fought on land, sea, and air. High above the battlefields of Europe, young men risked their lives in flimsy aircraft, their missions fraught with danger. In 1942, over Nazi-occupied France, a young American airman named Alan McGee faced a terrifying situation. His B-17 bomber had been crippled by enemy fire. Forced to bail out at 22,000 feet, McGee plummeted towards the earth, his parachute ablaze. The fall should have killed him instantly. But fate had other plans. Instead of crashing into the ground, McGee's descent was miraculously broken by the glass roof of the Saint-Nazaire train station. The impact, though severe, was survivable. He had fallen over 4 miles, an almost impossible distance to survive. McGee's survival is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness of war. The vast expanse of the ocean holds many mysteries, some lost to the depths, others whispered in legends. Bermeja Island, a speck of land in the Gulf of Mexico, had been charted on maps since the 16th century. Then, in 2009, it vanished. Expeditions set out to rediscover the island, but it was gone, vanished without a trace. The ocean floor where it once stood offered no clues. Theories abound, from cartographic errors to deliberate removal due to its location in an area rich in oil reserves. The mystery of Bermeja Island serves as a stark reminder of the power of the natural world and the secrets that still lie hidden beneath the waves. Nestled deep within a valley in Norway lies the town of Rjukan, where the sun's rays struggle to reach. For 4 months, from September to March, the town is shrouded in shadow. But the people of Rjukan refused to surrender to the shadows. They installed a series of giant mirrors on the surrounding mountains, angled to capture the elusive sunlight. These mirrors reflect the sun's rays down into the heart of Rjukan, bathing the town square in warm, artificial sunlight. Their story is an inspiration, a testament to the power of human innovation and our unwavering spirit in the face of adversity. The microscopic world teems with life, a universe of organisms both fascinating and bizarre. Most viruses are incredibly small, their structures simple and elegant. But the Mimi virus, discovered in 1992, shattered our preconceived notions. This behemoth of the viral world, measuring 0.7 microns in diameter, can be seen under a regular microscope. The Mimi virus possesses a genome of unprecedented complexity for a virus, containing genes for DNA repair, protein folding, and even metabolism. Its existence raises profound questions about the nature of life itself. The Mimi virus stands as a testament to the endless capacity of the natural world to surprise and amaze us. The animal kingdom is filled with creatures of astonishing adaptations. The snakehead fish, a denizen of freshwater habitats in Asia and Africa, is one such creature. With its elongated body and powerful jaws, the snakehead fish is a predator to be reckoned with. But it is its ability to survive out of water that truly sets it apart. Equipped with a primitive lung, the snakehead can breathe air, allowing it to survive for days in moist environments. This remarkable adaptation allows it to migrate overland, wriggling its way across short distances. Even more astonishingly, it can climb trees, using its rough scales and powerful body to shimmy up vertical surfaces. High above the Arctic Circle, nestled amidst the frozen wastelands of Svalbard, lies the remote Norwegian archipelago. Here, in this unforgiving landscape, humans have carved out a precarious existence. Longyearbyen, the world's northernmost town, is a place where life is lived on the edge. But Longyearbyen harbors a secret. In this frozen outpost, death is forbidden. The reason for this morbid law lies in the unforgiving environment itself. The extreme cold halts the natural process of decomposition. Bodies buried in the permafrost remain frozen, undisturbed by time. This poses a significant problem as polar bears are drawn to anything that resembles a potential meal. A graveyard full of undecomposed bodies would attract these predators, putting residents at risk. Thus, the law was born. Those nearing the end of their lives are flown to the mainland, their final resting place far from the frozen ground of Longyearbyen. The quest for sustainable aviation fuels has become a global imperative. In 2023, a groundbreaking flight took place, capturing the imagination of the world. A Boeing 787 Dreamliner took to the skies, its engines roaring with an unusual fuel-recycled cooking oil. This was no publicity stunt, but a carefully planned experiment. The flight demonstrated the viability of using sustainable aviation fuels for long-haul flights. The successful flight marked a pivotal moment in the quest for sustainable aviation, proving that the skies can indeed be friendly to our planet. The Bermuda Triangle, a region of the North Atlantic Ocean, has captivated the human imagination for centuries. Pilots and sailors who have ventured into the Bermuda Triangle have reported strange occurrences, from compass malfunctions to sudden changes in weather. One of the most perplexing phenomena is the alleged warping of time. Pilots have claimed that their watches have mysteriously jumped ahead or lagged behind by significant amounts of time. Some theories attribute these occurrences to magnetic anomalies in the Earth's crust. Whatever the explanation, the Bermuda Triangle remains one of the most intriguing and enduring mysteries of our planet. The ancient Egyptians left behind a legacy of awe-inspiring monuments. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the oldest and largest of the three pyramids, stands as a testament to their ingenuity. While the pyramid's massive scale is impressive, its original appearance was even more breathtaking. The Great Pyramid was once covered in a gleaming sheath of highly polished white limestone. These casing stones reflected sunlight like mirrors, creating a dazzling spectacle. The Great Pyramid, once covered in its gleaming white limestone casing, would have been a sight to behold, a testament to the architectural genius of the ancient Egyptians. As the shadow of Nazi Germany spread across Europe, a young British stockbroker named Nicholas Winton found himself at the heart of a desperate mission. Winton, moved by the plight of Jewish refugees, resolved to help. He organized a series of kindertransports, trains that carried Jewish children to safety in Britain. Winton worked tirelessly, forging documents, raising funds, and finding foster families for the children. The trains he organized carried 669 children to safety, each child a testament to his unwavering dedication. Nicholas Winton, the British Schindler, was a true hero, his story a powerful reminder that one person's courage can make a world of difference. And so, our journey through the astonishing, the perplexing, and the truly awe-inspiring comes to an end. These stories remind us that the world is full of mysteries yet to be unraveled, secrets waiting to be discovered. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and never lose your sense of awe. For it is in the face of the unknown, in the presence of the extraordinary, that we truly come alive.